Hello and welcome to the Stretch Zone. My name is Glenn Videlker. I'm an executive coach and learning facilitator in talent, teams and leadership, and author of the Stretch Zone. In this post, we'll explore confidence and procrastination, exploring our tendency to procrastinate in relation to confidence in ways we seldom pause to consider, helping us to think about ourselves and about our confidence differently. So, what's our typical experience? For many people out there, spontaneously jumping into action and seizing opportunities is not their natural inclination. And as they consider their options, what can follow is a double dose of overthink. And the more we overthink, the more we feed the beast, with our anxieties gaining momentum, and our confidence disappears just when we need it most. And what follows is procrastination. And the more we procrastinate, the more we find evidence to justify our apparent lack of confidence. And what follows is an all too familiar hollow feeling inside. So, what is procrastination? The saying is, procrastination is the thief of time, as we put off what is possible today until we feel better about it tomorrow. Procrastination is not only the thief of time, it's also the thief of ideas and possibilities and potential. So, how can we think about procrastination differently? When we peek under the hood, procrastination is what we call in psychodynamic methodology a dysfunctional coping mechanism. We all have coping mechanisms, which are learned ways of coping with the world. When faced with a threat, it evokes anxiety, which compels us to cope in different ways. Coping behaviors will be different for different people, and they can be functional and helpful, and dysfunctional and less than helpful, essentially making life more difficult. Procrastination is a learnt dysfunctional coping mechanism, and it's entirely unlearnable. So, in what way is the label a problem? We humans are quick to label, a form of self-deception that we understand that which we have labelled, and procrastination is no different. One way to think about procrastination differently is that it's really a strength that derails us when overdone. As a strength, procrastination is that drive to pause and reflect and ready ourselves in what we are doing with the aim of more informed decisions and actions that make a lasting difference. And in our hurry-up world, that need for considered discretion cannot be overstated. When considered discretion a functional coping mechanism becomes dysfunctional is where the strength is overdone, with overthink getting in the way of a commitment to action. And in this way, considered discretion becomes avoidant procrastination, and it seldom helps anyone. So, what drives procrastination? In reality, there are many things that drive procrastination. In many cases, there is a very real need to pause with discretion. Yet when people do, they are quickly labelled, and it's mostly associated with a lack of confidence, which is an unfair condemnation that doesn't help anyone. In reality, people delay action for reasons other than a lack of confidence, yet in our impulsive haste, this is mostly overlooked. When offered a deal to publish The Stretch Zone, I decided to delay, simply because I didn't think it was good enough. And I'm so glad I held back, creating an opportunity to totally break it all up and reframe it differently. So, what's confidence got to do with procrastination? When we in our comfort zones and confident, procrastination is mostly never a thing. When we in our stretch zones, our confidence can wobble and procrastination can become a thing. In this way, confidence and procrastination are related. However, confidence is not the panacea with all the answers for all things procrastination. It's more complex than mainstream stereotypes. So, how do our stereotypes make procrastination even worse? The underlying misconception is that confidence equals action, and mostly immediate action, as if tomorrow's been cancelled or something. And conforming to this stereotype, when we want to pause and consider our options, because we're not jumping into action, we conclude that I just haven't got it, that I'm not a confident person, and procrastinating becomes the boogeyman. So, what's the antidote for procrastination? While being confident makes a massive difference, what doesn't help is confidence stereotypes. The reality is we're not all wired in the same way, and blundering along with confidence stereotypes yields inconsistent results at best. Not everyone is an action junkie, and other people are junkies for other things, like thinking and reflection, or people and compassion. And jumping impulsively into action, no matter how much we try to fake it, will never be sustainable, and trying to be what we are not only undermines our strengths and potential. While confidence is an important antidote for procrastination, we each need to be confident in a way that works for us. And just because we're not living up to the stereotype doesn't mean we're not confident. It takes tremendous confidence to pause when everyone else is charging ahead. For all the thinkers out there, for all the people, what we need to realize is being stuck in doer mode is not necessarily the path of discretion, and we need to give ourselves permission to pause and consider, and we need to give ourselves permission to take action when and only when we're good and ready, and not pleasing anyone else nor any stereotypes. And when we step up, when we're good and ready, we tap into our strengths and potential, enabling a very different state of readiness, and our best happens in our way. And the key words here are permission, and no one is going to give us permission other than ourselves. And the other key word is measure, where how long we pause to consider is measured, appropriate to the situation and need. So, what's the problem behind the problem? The underlying problem is the idea behind procrastination, which looks a little bit like this. Well, I don't feel confident to take action today. I'll feel more confident tomorrow. And procrastinating in this way never helps. Because when tomorrow comes, the version of you that shows up is no different to the version of you that showed up today. We have a way of bringing our baggage with us, and our fears and doubts, our ideas and inclinations are seldom any different, and nothing really changes. What makes this assumption even worse is every time we procrastinate, our fears and doubts are strengthened, and we find the means to justify our lack of confidence and procrastination. In summary, given our daily diet of confidence stereotypes, it's little wonder we mistakenly associate confidence with action, resulting in delayed action for considered reflection being labelled as less than. In reality, it takes confidence to pause in the haste, yet that pause is measured, becoming a tremendous strength that brings foresight and discretion. Thank you. I wish you all the best discovering your magic in your stretch zones. Trust yourself, be yourself, and enjoy yourself. Bye now.